We're like, oh, he killed him. Slay.
Alright, so you're now reacting to the girl group Yoja Idol and their title track. You're so excited. Their title track, I Want That, off of their first English EP. This video is brought to you by you, our YouTube members and supporters on Patreon. Patreon and YouTube memberships are how viewers like you can support us and also gain access to exclusive content like extra reactions to both old and new K-pop songs, early access to every React to the K video, a weekly podcast, bang, 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 bang. For this podcast review, let's just try to imitate the synth noises. That's actually a really good imitation. And a series where we rank every title track in an artist's discography every month. Oh, we're singing two very different parts.
All I wanna be is my something kick.
If you want to become a patron or YouTube member to help our channel grow and to access over 1,000 exclusive videos, check out the description of this video for how to join. A huge thank you to all of you who already support us. We really couldn't do this without you. And now, back to the video.
So the whole thing is in English.
All that's in English. I Want That's lyrics sing of a strong desire for a passionate, intense type of love, one that consumes and exhilarates at the same time. They sing, I want you to fall, hardest of all, until the tears roll down your face, saying my name or nothing at all. I only want everything. The song is composed by Madison Love, Ryan Tedder, Melanie Fontana, and Lindgren. I met them at KCON 2019, I want to say. Cool.
After a month, Minnie called me. She wanted to learn music. That's where I start my career, I should say.
3, 2, 1.
Amazing. C'est la vie. That's life.
That's not English or Korean.
I want to be on a boat.
With them.
With them.
I like the water sounds.
Me too.
She's giving body, yada, yada.
Okay.
Nani?
I lied. I'm already wrapped up in the story.
Did they walk into the four walls, MV? Oh yeah, I heard this line of the teaser.
Murder I love the sound effects. I love, this is good mixing.
Swimming pool! Do you want to go for a swim soon?
Swim?
Oh!
Oh, a little French too. It's like scratching my brain. Oh, her voice.
That higher pitch synth leading into the sing part.
Yeah, I like how ambiguous it still is about like the tonal center. This is like dance music though. Like I would hear this at like a club or something.
Huh?
See, this is a break. Nice. The pseudo choir.
Right here, this is Lady Gaga for sure.
The English is pretty spot on.
Really good. What?
Whoa, whoa, okay.
Oh.
Yo, this shit's so good!
I'm seated.
I almost drooled.
I like her voice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Ooh, that do in the instrumental.
I'm really into this.
One seat.
I love whenever people take like a measure off.
G-Idol's so sexy vibes. That's so cool.
Her makeup's so good.
I like the mix of the voices. And I like that you can hear it even in the production.
Is the string patch new?
I'm getting involved in the story.
Hey, it's okay, it's okay.
No, I need to listen.
Mind you, and then that's such a low voice.
I like the, I want that always being like the pickup, and then if they don't land on something, it just ends up syncopated. I want that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spell it out.
nice.
Oh, she got it going.
No, this is awful.
It's kind of hot. There's a lot happening in this music video right now.
She killed him.
That's cool. I know. Lined up. Gunshot.
If they shot me, I would say thank you.
This is growing on me, I'll be honest.
We're like, oh, he killed him.
This guy didn't say thank you.
Oh my god, this should be on Netflix.
What?
Oh, the strut. Oh.
I don't think they're gonna get married.
And now they're just on a boat relaxing, femme fatales. We love, killed them for the money.
That's it. Okay.
Oh, was it all a dream? Wait, but why was her foot bleeding? And, oh, her friends aren't real. Damn.
This is just a dream?
What?
Except a little more out.
I was not expecting, with the wave starting that way, for that song to go so hard.
Like at first, the yacht like sings like, oh, this must be a beautiful song. It's like, it's like, I want that. It's like that kind of vibe, but then it's like not.
I want that. I'm so shook. I don't know what to think of them. Are they trying to say like, yeah, we're like strong women, we can do whatever we want. We can be the powerful ones in a relationship or something? Or like, if that's the message, like they're depicted as way too evil. Like I wouldn't be on their side because it's like a little too much. Maybe, I feel like it's something like that.
Heck yeah.
She was like, I want that. Can I give that to you?
I want that. I'll give you whatever you want, baby girl.
They're so cool. They're really cool. They got the whole femme fatale thing going on, which is super in.
That's so funny because the difference between your reactions and like the guys reacting, they're like, that's domestic violence, this is not okay. And you guys are like, yes, slay!
Oh my god, no. Well, so like the thing is, like the domestic violence aspect of it sucked, you know, but I think that he was domestically violencing her, so she killed him.
Out of self-defense?
As she should. Well, it was premeditated.
Damn.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, this is so good. I feel like it could be a TikTok sound.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause right now that whole like "Buy Me Prada" Balenciaga sound is really popular. I could see this as another like I want that all the things and just like.
Oui merci no c'est la vie. That doesn't even make too much sense. Because like if you really want that, you wouldn't even say thank you. Like, you wouldn't even say merci.
Yes, thank you. No, c'est la vie. She wants the kind of guy that's gonna say yes and thank you and just kind of worship her and do everything she wants, rather than the kind of guys like, that's life. You can't get. I can't get you that big black SUV. I don't have that kind of money. No, she wants a foreign French boy to say oui, and then like here I'm gonna spend time with you today. I actually have the time, and for him to go merci. And just be a simp, in the best possible way. In the best possible, like yes, I want that. I want someone to treat me like a prince, like a queen. Right. And it's so powerful, so powerful.
What kept you guys bumping throughout?
Okay. Oh, the electropop beat.
Yes.
Hard.
Yes. The most interesting part, like they had all of this like swarming around, and then when the chorus jumped in, they just like took everything away from you, and it was like.
Yeah.
You know,
okay, beatboxer.
It's so like percussive.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I bet they spend like 80% of the time just making that bass line.
Oh.
Right? Because this whole song is basically just around the bass line. The verse is pretty much the bass line, and the chorus is like a little alteration, but pretty much the same. And I'm really curious how they made it.
What did you like about the bass line itself?
Like it has such a variety of all kinds of different sounds. It's not just only one sound. It's like bass line, like that thing. And then also just like the tone quality, it's so different. Because a lot of the times like synth can be boring just because there's only one kind of dynamic and one kind of tone. But like the bass line just constantly changing. Even just that 4-bar loop.
5 minutes later.
Oh, I think I know what the sound is. I think it's those kind of very generic, commonly used deep house bass line, but the filter was turned up very high. So usually the deep house is like, it's like very like subby and then just like mellow. But then this one is turned up very high because the deep house bass is usually used as sawtooth.
Oh, sawtooth wave.
Yeah. Actually, all those deep house bass is made from sawtooth wave, but then just the filter is turned like very low, something like 200 hertz or something. So you cannot hear all the high resonance or like the fuzzy sound. But then this one just turned up so high, so there's like very nice attack. But then also like if they just turn it down, it will have the mellow sound like the usual deep house bass. I feel like that's why the bass line is so interesting.
Like it's kind of boom, ba-dun, dun, dun, sliding into the E flat, so like I can't really, if I just, that's not what it actually sounds like, but if I just do, that's probably the closest thing on piano, but like it's much more just like drifting into it, into the E flat, which is also not the tonic. Like if it's, that would probably be easier to be like, okay, yeah, this is just the tonic. It's like it's going into another note that isn't the tonic, but I can't tell quite where it is, and it only hits that note. And then this is like it doesn't start or end on the tonic.
That?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. That one might be E flat, C, A flat, or D, C, A flat.
So is that diatonic?
It is for minor, yeah. Yeah, which is overall what it's in.
And did you also hear the wood block?
Wait. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's the major third actually.
Okay. And then and it's lined up with the ba-da-ba.
Yeah, okay, so that's the one note that's not in there diatonically. So there's, which are both like, I mean, they're not like fitting into, I guess if they're implying a chord, it would be 2 half diminished, but like, I don't think that it's not a 2 half diminished chord. It's just a little lick that's happening over.
I'm curious about like some details of the song. Like you guys were talking a little bit about like the melodic structure. Was it Phrygian?
It's kind of goes between the whole step up or half step up. It almost feels like they don't care that much, which is can sometimes show confidence. Like I'm so confident in my line, and it doesn't take away from the harmony because it's not like densely Phrygian or minor. This is their tonic, right? Yeah. So they're going do 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 re do. Whole step.
It's a little minor.
And now minor. Layers.
It's lowered second.
That's Phrygian. Regular minor, but Phrygian is flat 2.
You know, one thing I will ask for more of in this is in the pre-chorus. They have this like choir behind it. I wish that were a bit more of like an acoustic, full like human choir sound. It's a little artificial for my taste.
Yeah, I don't exactly.
I love the effect they're going for. I think it could have been even more acoustic.
Maybe. I don't even hear a choir. I just hear this pad.
I think it should be.
Oh, no. I think, yeah. Oh no, it's there.
There's an ah, yeah. Oh my god, and everything, the snare, pump with silence. Oh, that's a good punctuation mark for getting back to the chorus. All the full pads and choir, silence, but one snare hit. Pff, want that.
Yeah, there might be some human voice in there, but it's definitely mixed to sound like the choir sound on a keyboard, like the whole.
Yeah. I didn't like that as much. I feel like if they're gonna go for that, go full choir.
Yeah, I was okay with it because I'm worried that if it was a real choir, it might be a little too operatic.
Sure.
But you're right, there probably was a better way to just make it a bit more acoustic, yeah. I really like how they didn't go up like da da da.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's very intentional. They kept it in that comfortable range and then it just drops down.
The Sev one is almost a little too cliche.
Exactly.
For this song, I had fun listening to how it sort of had different like vocal characteristics throughout and how the vocals matched the music video. The vocal delivery where it's just kind of like, and the way that Miyeon Leon sings in the pre-chorus. It has so much gusto and emotion to it that I think it does match what's going on in the music video. Specifically, I freaking love the bridge part where we have that high note right after she shoots the dude, and then it goes and like dust flies everywhere, and there's like a long reverb tail on the percussion hit. That was so good, and we didn't need any like music video sound effects. I feel like this type of music video, they would initially add sound effects to the song just for the music video, but they didn't, and they didn't need that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they didn't ruin the aural experience.
Yeah, I agree.
This group definitely has some of the most unique vocal timbres in the industry.
And I think when they sing together, it makes it so nice sounding. Like, that's what makes harmony with humans so nice, and what makes it superior sometimes to instruments is like the individual voices, and I think they sound so awesome together. And I like that you can actually hear their different voices so clearly, and it makes the song colorful. Colorful. But I love their vibe.
I love going into the chorus, how the first singer, the way they recorded it was such a clear tone. You can hear her voice, you can hear her breathing, and she's speaking and rapping in her like lower range. I want the da da da, and then the next person comes in slightly brighter tone. You can very clearly tell their timbres apart, and it doesn't seem overly produced.
Even if the chorus repeated itself in its entirety at the beginning.
Yeah, they're repeating it, but
like,
it's
it doesn't matter.
Kind of
just
slightly higher. I want that. Oh my, oh my. Oh, I want to point that out at 46. It seems so relaxed, partly I think as I'm hearing their offset, as in when they stop their sound. It's not that just I want that, but I want that. I want that. There's a little bit of aspiration in their offset, which to me creates the effect of like a smokier sound, more sultry voice, a breathy tone. I want that. I want that. But their tone is really clear. It's not like they're going, I want that right now, that you and me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
It's still clear.
It's declamatory.
I want that. I want that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a really purposeful articulation choice that creates a smoky sound while they're still really clear. That's pretty nuanced vocal technique. That's awesome.
I think the instrumentation is like what I enjoy about this.
Yeah,
because they have like a lot of fun, and I like that.
Yeah. It's cool, it's fun, it's hype, good rhythms, good electronic sound effects. We need some percussionists up in this bitch.
They didn't like it, so they didn't comment a lot on the rhythms, so I'm gonna need you guys to fill in on that.
Why didn't they like it?
Because it just wasn't their cup of tea.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of standard rhythms, like eighth notes, sixteenths, and like downbeats and like subdivisions going on, but they're all with different types of electronic percussion. So it does make for a really cool like ensemble of percussive elements.
I'm kind of curious what you guys think of the song without looking at the music
I know, right?
video.
I was wondering.
Oh, it'll be dance music. Honestly, I enjoy like without the music video more.
Same.
Because it's so distracting. Like the message is so powerful in the music video.
The music is fun and intense, but I don't feel like it completely matches the vibe of the music video because I think the music video is very like dark and intense. But I think that they're both going for a femme fatale little like, you know, lady moment.
I think like the music, like you said, like the music video is like very unexpected. So
yeah, right.
Because it's unexpected, I feel like the music maybe intentionally doesn't match.
I liked how the music video complemented the music, or maybe even actually how the music complemented the music video rather. There was like a very strong juxtaposition, I think, visually of white, so like the lack of color on color. So whenever the trap group would come in, it was more dark, like black, navy blues, like those were the colors that were kind of being portrayed, and also kind of darker themes. I could be wrong about this, but I think whenever it was like the more vocal
Lady Gaga section.
The Lady Gaga section, there were a lot more whites, there were a lot more warm tones.
Except for the last one, when they shot him.
Yeah. Well, then I think there was also a pretty strong juxtaposition of like white on red there, like because it was like you'd always see her in a white dress, but then she was bleeding a little bit. I don't know what happened with the story, but either way, artistically, I think that juxtaposition was really interesting.
Yeah, when I was looking at the comment section, a lot of people were complaining about it being too repetitive. Did you guys feel that way, or did you not mind that?
There was still a good amount of creativity, especially in the instrumentals. Like, it was good enough to where like you don't notice the repetition. I'm sure like some people would notice, but like one, we're too busy drooling, and two, like two, like for us, the harmonies are like more interesting in this one. No.
Speak for yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah, how was that, the harmonic journey for you? Was it more like, I know where this is going?
I don't feel like it was anything surprising. It just hits good and that's all I needed to be, honestly. I think just the beat had to be really well composed for this to be successful, and it was, so that's what sells a song for me. I know it's repetitive, and I know like this melodic chorus and more percussive club type chorus is really formulaic, especially for them, but I appreciate how hard the beat goes, and yeah, that's what makes it a good song for me.
It's ear candy.
I got a little wrapped up in the story like at the beginning, and I stopped listening after I said the Lady Gaga comment, and then I started watching. Yeah. But I think that happened because it was just so repetitive. Like there was 2 sections, and that was it. It was just back and forth, back and forth.
No little extra details added in, no little sprinkles of extra instrumental.
Well, I'm sure there was, but that didn't catch on.
The main content was the same. Was that something that you wish had changed up a little bit more?
A little bit, yeah.
I'll be a contrarian. Because I hated it at the beginning.
Okay.
I'm being completely honest.
Okay.
Because, well, one, I was expecting a song about love, so I'm expecting to hear some leve, like nice bossa nova, or at least some like nice vocal lines like Ariana Grande, and then I'm hearing like, yeah, like some trap grooves. I was really confused, but because of like the repetition of the ABA, it made it so that like eventually it did feel like those 2 parts belong together. It's the whole saying in music of like repetition legitimizes. If you just hear something over and over again, even if it's not right, it'll sound right. It was like those 2 parts, they were so different, and they also weren't really like necessarily stitched together the most cleanly. If I had just heard it once, I probably would have been like, this is kind of a mess. But I heard it over and over again, and by the end I was like, okay, it's kind of sick. It felt like, oh, this is very much an on-purpose thing, not just like someone who doesn't know what they're doing putting crap together.
Gotcha.
So it was pretty cool by the end. By the end I was like excited to hear what was happening. But it did repeat a lot, that is true.
And I'd say there's one thing to create like a club bumpin' bass part that is groovy and interesting to listen to, and then it's another thing to be able to add in little flits and ditties and duties that are a little bit out of key or in key, but like chromatic and showing the leading tones that add some more color into it. And then it's another thing to find the right pacing for when you get rid of the bump and bass and fill the sound out with a lot more drawn out legato things.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it's a little bit more typical to have those in the pre-choruses or bridges because it's K-pop. That's when we got to get the vocalists to go all out, right? Yeah. But it does create like a satisfying song, a satisfying drop. Maybe surface level, you can say this is repetitive, but if you listen closely, I think the attitude of the different vocalists change things up.
Well, also like the part being repeated is actually like interesting and takes some time to figure out. Like that's a big thing with repetition, is like if you repeat something that's just like really boring, it's like you get it the first time or two and then it's just like, okay. You do something like that, it's like, okay, I've heard that type of bass. That's not exactly from anything I know, but like I've heard that type of bass so many times. If you just do that over and over again, I'm gonna get bored very quickly. Whereas if you do something like the boom, that like the first many times I hear it, I'm just trying to puzzle out what's going on. And so I don't get tired of it because there's something intriguing to keep listening for over it.
What? I wasn't expecting that.
I like the ostinato. Oh!
Yeah!
Good job.
누구 목소리? 내 목소리.